Welcome to Flying the Metal Flag. I just had the great thrill of talking to Brady from the band Conjurer, who have this awesome new album coming out on the 24th of October. It is called Unself. It is an awesome release. It's got an awesome cover, as you can see right now. I love this cover. It's beautiful. It's one of the best I've seen in a long time. So check this album out when it does reach its release date. It's going to be huge. They are a huge band, and this was a great interview with Brady. So thanks very much for your time, Brady. So check this out right now. So ladies and gentlemen, sit back, relax. This is Brady of Conjurer on Flying the Metal Flag. G'day, Brady. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you, mate. I'm just going to turn up some volume here so that I can hear you a bit better. It should be a bit better. How you going, mate?
Yeah, I am good, thank you. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you, mate. I was just listening to your latest music video to Let Us Live.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
It's a great video that you've done for it.
Yeah, it was cool. It was Danny, the other vocalist, actually came up with the concept, and yeah, we worked with some of our close friends and some people that we also didn't know as well, but that were either fans of the band or kind of saw the thing online, casting call, and yeah, everyone crushed it. It was really quite an easy process, to be honest, all in, which was how we like to function, you know?
Oh, beautiful, because it's such a strong song as well. It's something that really resonates after you listen to it.
Yeah, it's definitely the most kind of emotionally direct song I think we've ever written. Definitely kind of tackling some issues that we've never really spoken about before as a band.
Did you want to talk about that for a moment?
Yeah, sure. I mean, Danny has come out as non-binary over the last couple of years while we've been as kind of as part of their journey of self-discovery through getting their autism diagnosis and kind of just a lot of self-actualization going on there, and kind of that coupled with the rising vitriol and kind of the mainstreaming of the transphobia that is happening in the UK at the minute has just been so demoralizing. Like the amount of hours I have lost just scrolling through social media, looking at all of this hatred towards, people that we love and care about, and just trying to understand it. And I was getting so frustrated and upset that I contacted Danny before we were recording the album, and I was like, "Hey, this is something I feel like I want to write about on this new album." And they were like, "I already have the bones of a song written. Like I'm in the exact same page." And it became Let Us Live, was something that they'd been working on. And yeah, we were really lucky enough to have some of our trans and non-binary friends feature on the song vocally, and then also some of them feature in the music video as well. So for us, it was just really a chance to vocalize the frustration at the way these human beings are treated by other human beings just for wanting to live their lives and not getting anyone's way, not fucking, you know, uh, I don't think that trans people are looking for anything more than the right to exist and to live their lives authentically and not to take away from anyone else, just to be. And that is really the crux of what this song is. Just fucking let people live, you know? And it applies to anyone. Like anyone that is existing in any kind of way that is especially counter to societal norms doesn't fucking affect you. Like it's fine. Let people live their lives. and so yeah, that sentiment was something that we really felt like we needed to forefront on this record. But it really ties into the theme of the album in that Danny, especially looking at the world through their unique perspective, feels like they don't fit in, and it feels like this isn't home. Um, and that kind of aspect is just one of the things that is just absolutely mind blowing to us. That the lack of acceptance and the lack of basic human rights afforded to some people.
Yeah, because the sad thing is it's happening all over the place, isn't it?
Mm. We actually on the track before Let Us Live on the album, A Plea, we sampled Carla Antonelli, who was the first trans senator in Spain. And she flew out to our show in northern Spain last weekend and came to have dinner with us and chat. And she was telling us she doesn't speak English and we do not speak Spanish, so we're using translator apps. But even through that medium, like it was so distressing to hear that the same problems are being faced everywhere. Like it is so demoralizing when people just want their the right to exist. It's not a big fucking deal. Just
Yeah,
let
because
people
the thing that really bothers me about it is no one's hurting anyone in all of
live.
this.
Yeah.
So why should it matter to anyone else?
And people get so hung up on the bathroom debate. People want to go and take a piss. That is it. Like, if you think there's anything more nefarious to it, you're suddenly assuming that a whole subsect of the of society have some kind of nefarious means. Like, no, if anyone's gonna be assaulted in a bathroom, it's gonna be done regardless of the person's gender. Like the issue that we have is men assaulting people. That is the top line fucking problem in society. If you look at any of the stats across any of the demographics, like that is the problem that needs to be tackled, not someone with a different gender identity wanting to go take a piss. Like it is just such a non-issue that it is frustrating that that gets platformed as the big debate. It's not a fucking debate. Like that's certainly where we're at. So yeah, it's definitely the first time we've kind of addressed anything that is in any way like tied to the real world. Like most of our previous material has been fantastical or based on, folk imagery or, you know, internal narratives or philosophical debates and all of that stuff. And really we felt like there were so many things in the real world that we wanted to address and wanted to give our take on. And if that dates the record a little bit, then fine, because this album is made by four people existing in the world right now, and it is who we are as people right now, and who we are as people on the next record will inevitably produce a different album.
Yeah. But I don't think this record's going to date though, because I think what I love about albums is albums that take you on a journey, and this one does take you on a journey, and I think it's taken you guys a journey to make this album. Am I right in saying that?
Yeah, for sure. I think that for me, this record is um a real testament to the growth that each of us have been through on a personal level from when we started the band to where we are now. Like all me and Danny especially both living in our parents' houses in the town where we grew up, in the house that we grew up, and kind of trying to work a job and be in a band and just kind of, working out what we want to do with ourselves as humans to where we are a decade later. you know, Myself, I work in music full time now. I'm kind of doing the dream job that I've always wanted to do. I am married to a incredible woman. I get to do this band, functionally full time to an extent, between what I do with other music and this, like it is certainly what I'm doing full time at the minute. And then Danny with their getting their autism diagnosis and coming out as non-binary and just the growth in them as a human from someone who could not look me in the eye when we first started hanging out and didn't freaked out the first time we got offered a 4-day tour that they wouldn't be able to handle it to now is the first person that's hitting me up like, hey, can we let's go on tour? Like I want to do this. I'm ready to be doing it. Like the this record is really all of that growth and evolution as people distilled into an album and I think it's a testament to what we're doing that I don't think we're capable 10 years ago of making an album like this. And I really like that. I think we're also now not capable of making an album like Maya that was so tied to our influences and so, fresh faced and green almost like, you can almost hear our lack of experience on that album. And I love that. Like I love that it is uh, an explanation of not an explanation, more of a just like a snapshot of who we are as people at the time. And yeah, I think that is some of my favorite albums of all time. Like you get a band like Mastodon and you listen to their back catalogue and you can
Oh
hear
yeah.
what was going on with them on every record and how they grow and evolved. And I I'm really excited to, if nothing else, with this band to look back in X number of years and really feel each of these albums feeling like something distinct and something of its time and something that was honest to who we were as people at the time we made it.
I think you're doing that for sure. So I have to say, I normally say this at the start. Congratulations on this album. I love it. I think it's a
Thank you.
fantastic album. As I said, it does take you on a journey. And one thing I love about this is we can't pigeonhole you guys in a certain genre or subgenre. So I've got a funny feeling that in a few years' time, you're going to create a new genre. I think someone's going to give you a name for your brand of music. I've got a funny feeling that's going to happen. So that's why I'm going to have to ask you, who are your influences?
That is such a hard statement to reconcile as someone part of the band, but I appreciate the faith that you have in us. I think influences is really funny because you asked me this question 4 years ago and 10 years ago, you get a completely different answer. Like I think the thing that is interesting with this band is that what I've realized, what has solidified over the last few years has been the influences for what we want to do creatively. So bands like Converge and Neurosis and bands that have just quietly and consistently put out exciting, challenging, engaging music
Yeah.
over a long career. Like that is the Mastodon as well. That is the blueprint for where we want to be as a band. Like I would much rather look back and go, at no point were Conjurer the biggest band in the world or the most exciting this or that or any of those things. But I would like to quietly become a band where you look back and you go, oh no, they've just been really consistently doing their thing, putting out a back catalogue that we can be proud of, you know? So I think those kind of bands that have that the phrase that Danny coined that we always use is longevity through integrity. Like bands that have
Oh,
stuck to
cool.
their principles and have just continued to make exciting, challenging music. Like that's the goal, is just to continue to be able to be a band is the dream. And then kind of like musically, it's shifting all the time, and we'll listen to a lot of music, not too much of it metal really, while we're on the road. There were definitely some more folk influences on this, like Noah and Danny listening to a lot of bands like Foxing and Ben Babbitt's cover of "This World Is Not My Home" being like a very direct influence on this record. And then bands like Sumac, who musically are not always 100% evident, but again, it's their approach, it's the vibe that they create. Bands like that. There is so much that goes into what we do, and we try to draw from as wide a pool as possible. Um, that yeah, it doesn't feel like there are, when you when you look at a band and they all get up on stage and they're all wearing a Slayer, Megadeth, and Metallica t-shirts, and you're like, okay, I have a rough idea what this band is going to sound like. Like, I don't ever want that to be us. Like, we don't really know what the next record's going to sound like, which is exciting. I want it to be a bit of a discovery for us through the process, as well as just for everyone listening.
I think that's an artist speaking as well.
Uh it's tough. I don't. I am surrounded by very by musicians that I really look up to. Like my biggest kind of inspiration over the last 10 years of my life has been Danny and their guitar playing and the way that they approach making music. And I just feel very thankful and fortunate to be able to be a part of that process and to really like get to get to play music with people that I think are fucking fantastic at what they do.
Oh, wow.
So
Oh, that's
yeah,
beautiful.
it's really nice.
Oh, it shows in every album that you've put out. That's for sure. And
Fuck
another
yeah.
thing that I love about your band too is that being that I thought I was going to become an artist in terms of painting, is that you put out some great covers as well. And this cover's absolutely awesome. It's the best I've seen in a long time. How did this
Yeah.
one come about?
It's a funny serendipitous story, really. I was on tour with Pine, who are very good friends of ours, in I think it was a show in the Netherlands. It was a festival they were playing. So I was sat at the merch table all day and I looked over and I do not remember the name of the band that was set up next to us, but their album artwork was so striking. And I was like, wow, that's great. Who's the artist? And they handed me a copy and I had a look through the notes. And it was Joost Vervoort who did the artwork. And I was like, cool, I'll check him out online. And I checked, I was on the Conjurer Instagram page and I went onto him and it was like, oh, follows you. And I was like, how does he know who we are? And it turns out he is the singer of a band called okay, I do not know how to pronounce this. I think it's Terzig the Horde. Um but a band that we'd played with a couple of times and I chatted to the guys. I don't think I chatted to him specifically, but definitely a couple of the other guys at length, and I was like, "Oh, I already know this guy." Um, and so kind of reached out. We had a few people that we were wanting to talk to, and he was definitely the more abstract of the artists. And we had a chat, and his whole approach was just, I listen to the music and I paint how it makes me feel. And so we were like, cool, let's go for it. Let's give it a go. And he did about 10 or 11 pieces of art for the record. The final cover was the fourth one, I think, and we were he was actually doing it while we were in the studio, and so we'd sent him all the demos and all of the as we were making the tracks, we were sending him the artwork and the that one. When we first saw it, we were like, "Oh, this is really cool. Really love this. Really into the colors. This is definitely the right vibe." And yeah, let's keep going. And then I just couldn't get that image out of my head. And Danny was the same. Like the longer that we spent looking at it and sitting with it, it just felt more and more right. And for what the album, it was kind of like we had the album that we were working on, and then the artwork, and the album obviously influenced the artwork, and then the artwork then fed back into what we were doing with the album, and it just felt so right to the point where I was like, well, there's nothing else that we could possibly use for this cover. I'm really into the color scheme as well. Like it just feels, when you listen to an album, and you're like, oh, that sounds like that color. Like for
Yep.
me, that is how the record feels now. So yeah, it was just this uh funny circumstances to find him, but could not be happier with the way it's ended up. And it's one of those covers that the longer we spent kind of looking at it and you know the more time we spent with it, the more that we saw in there and the different figures, and there's almost like a face in the negative space at the bottom. Like we're just so thrilled to have something with so much depth that was created by like a really exciting and art. I mean that in the I guess philosophical sense, like an art forward artist. It was just a real privilege to be able to work with him, and yeah, I could not be happier with the final piece.
Oh, it's awesome, isn't it? I love it. And
Mm.
it's a great album to match it. It works in every little factor.
Oh, thank you so much. That really means a lot.
No worries, mate. Well, thank you very much. I'm going to ask my last question now. It's always this one. What's the best thing about metal?
I like that metal is like a fundamentally dumb thing that has come like from things being broken. Like the first distorted guitar was I think it was the Kinks where they like cut up their amplifier and the speaker cones to like distort the sound of a clean guitar. So it was physically a broken amplifier, and when you're like yelling, for the most part, like that kind of like thing that is not the correct way of using the voice,
Yeah.
and drums with you know extra pedals and stuff to play the drums in the way that they weren't intended to be created. Like everything about what it is these things that are either broken or incorrect, and it comes together to form something emotionally transcendent. Like you play uh death metal song to the majority of people that have ever existed in human history, and they go, that is unlistenable, indecipherable noise. But you play it to someone that gets it, and they get this emotional catharsis that you just can't get from other music. And I think that the whole concept of this culmination of a bunch of broken pieces to make something emotionally resonant that is not for everyone is just a really special thing. And it's like it's if you're in that club and if you get it, it means more to you than anything else. And if you don't, then it is completely indecipherable. Like I love that entire concept.
That is an awesome answer. I love it. No worries. Well, thank you very much for your time. Of course, the new album's called Unself, and it is out on the 24th of October. The
We
band is
actually
Conjurer.
Yeah, we
I'm
actually
sorry?
also have a specific Australian merch store via Imprint Merch that are doing pre-orders for vinyl, CDs, and merchandise. So if you are in Australia and don't want to pay stupid import fees, then that's your go-to.
Oh, beautiful. Fantastic. And of
But yeah,
course, there is word that you might be touring next year. Is that correct?
we are working on it at the minute. Greg, who brought us out for the shows, was it this year or was it last year? Must have been last year. Christ, that is crazy that the years are just blending together now. But yeah, Greg Watts out is working on getting us back over, so we're hoping to come back at some point next year. And yeah, I love playing in Australia. It was like an absolute bucket list thing for us to do. So to be able to potentially do it again, we're so here for it. So yeah, I guess keep your eyes peeled if you're interested.
Fantastic. Well, we look forward to you coming back, mate, and thank you very much for your time. And I wish you
Perfect.
and the band the very best, not only with this, with album, with the tour, with everything. And thank you for your time, mate.
Thank you so much, Craig. I appreciate you, and hopefully talk to you soon.
No worries. The show's called Flying the Metal Flag, by the way, and you fly it very high.
That's what's up. Thank you so much. Have a
No
good one.
worries. See you, Brady. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much for watching this interview here on Flying the Metal Flag. I really hope you enjoyed it, and so does Ben. So we would greatly appreciate it if you click the like button, or even better, subscribe to this channel because there's so many interviews that are coming soon. So please stick around for them and even more, and even the ones that are here already. So please take care and keep it excessive, but most of all, let your metal flag fly high.